I want to show you guys how to find where the elk are. So, of course, you can't do that unless you have a tag in your pocket. After lunch, Eric is going to talk more about how to get the tags every year and hunt like that, but I'm just going to walk you through how I got that bull that I just showed you in the middle. That was from last year. That's where I'm going to show you guys scouting where I killed it and how I did it. But I primarily over the counter. I've never drawn anything besides that tag, but I didn't use points to draw it. In Colorado, during the primary draw, anything you use first choice burns your points. Second choice, you can get tags without burning points. So this was a unit that I'd looked at before, and I kind of liked it. There's a nice burn. It was remote. I like getting into areas where there's not a lot of people, like where people won't go, hard stuff. So I'm like, oh, that's nice. As you guys know, last year, Colorado was the last year for over-the-counter non-resident archery. So that kind of sucked, but I was going to go over-the-counter anyway and hunt. So I'm like, well, I might as well try to draw tag in a different unit, go try something different. And I had from the research, I had like a 30% chance second choice of drawing that tag. So I put in, didn't get it. Oh, well, I was going to go over the counter. I was going to be able to hunt no matter what. So during the summer, they send out for the secondary draw, they send out the tags that are returned or weren't taken up. So then you can see the quota for all these different units. Well, it just so happened that the unit that I applied for, which was this unit right here, 74 for archery. You ever
talk about that?
Is that an area you like?
No.
Okay. So, yeah, they had tags in there, and I'm like, okay, let me do some digging to see what my chance is for that. So, the way the secondary draw works, say there's 16 tags, this was the year prior, 2023. 16 tags were returned to be sold during the secondary draw. If there were 16 youths that applied for those tags, all of those youths get those tags. That's how Colorado works. Youths have preference in the secondary draw. Well, this particular unit only had one youth apply. I'm like, okay, so there's 15 tags now, not 16. That youth got that tag, so now I'm fighting for 15 tags. What's my chances? Add up the people that went non-resident and resident, first choice, second choice, third choice, doesn't really matter for this. Added those up, subtracted off the youth, and then my percent chance was like 19.4.
So, question: to get in on that secondary draw, did you have had to put in on
Nope.
the first draw?
Nope.
So, like if I missed out,
Yeah.
and then they hear about there's a
Absolutely.
secondary draw, anybody can throw it.
Absolutely.
Cool.
You'll have to buy your hunting license though.
Yes, sir.
But if you already did it in the first one, you don't have to do it for the
I
second
see.
one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that's what I did, and
Does that burn your? Doesn't burn your.
doesn't no points, secondary draw, no points at all. Doesn't matter.
So that's on another date, secondary.
Another date, yeah, during the summer.
So like the deadline for the primary was yesterday.
Yes.
So whatever's left over will come from a secondary draw. Okay.
Or like someone draws another tag, or just turn back in. Maybe they might allot a couple more tags. Who knows?
And I apologize. You said that you still get choices, first, second, and third on
You
the secondary?
do, but with these limited amount of tags, it's never going to get past choice one.
Okay.
Rarely it will, but it will usually be for like youth or something. Or
Gotcha. Okay.
you only got to worry about the first choice because it's not going to get. I mean, like here, there's 100 some people applied to try to get 16 tags.
Yeah.
It's not going to go down to the second choice. So anyway, summer rolls around. They send out the list. Holy hell, there's 22 tags now in this unit, where the year before it was 16. And I only knew one youth that applied the year before, so I'm like, okay, if only one youth applies again, now I got 21 tags to fight for. So I'm like, okay, I already e-scouted this area, so I might as well try to get it again. I'm going over the counter anyway, so try to get it. So I end up doing the whole thing. 2 youth, this was after the fact. So this come out after I had put in. I just pulled this up and put it on here. So my real chances of drawing that, the 2 youth that applied, so there was 20 tags I was fighting for out of like 100 people, 98 people. So my chances actually went up a little bit, 20.4. So 20.4% chance I was going to get that tag. So I was lucky, but really I went through the entire list and picked specifically, it just happened to be a unit I had scouted and wanted in the primary draw. It just happened to be that unit. Like that was the unit I had the highest chance of getting no matter what. So you just stacking the odds in your favor. That's how you can kind of get around the systems and work it and play it. And it's for all the other states too. I mean, there's ways to do it, but luckily that's like my job now, and the Huntin Fool guys, like we nerd out on all this stuff. We know this stuff. We print it out in our magazines every month, all the statistics on all this stuff. So that's why we're kind of like a...
So you'll know in the secondary draw what units, how many tags will be available at all these. So there might be
Yeah.
5 different units that all got 16,
Yeah.
10, 12,
Yeah.
14,
Yeah,
whatever.
it'll tell you how many tags are returned, and then if you see that, go back or call us. We'll go back and look at what it was like last year and what are your chances probably.
Cool.
That's how I went about getting my tag. That's the only tag I've ever drawn. So, yeah. So this is my process of hunting So I always sit back like, what type of hunt do I want to do for this year? So obviously we're here talking about bulls in September, but I rifle hunt, muzzleloader hunt, I do it all. I just like hunting. So always you want to think about, what season you want to hunt, because the scouting is going to be completely different on what type of hunt you're doing, and then what type of the time of the season too. Like early September, late September changes. And then you want to think, do I want to backpack in? I like backpacking in, like getting away. Some people like day hunting, road hunting, drop camp, taking in horses and mules, flying into an area, floating into an area. You want to write that down. You're questioning yourself and you're answering these questions. Then, what kind of terrain am I willing to hunt? I'm a psychopath. I like the steep and deep stuff. Some of you guys might like rolling hills. Like, this is stuff you want to write down before you just pull up a map and start like lollygagging around, because you want to maximize your time here. You could just lollygag around for days and days and days and not really know what you're looking for. This is helping you figure out what you're looking for. And then you can just dive right in. And then I always like, okay, this is an area I'm kind of thinking about. Is there even elk here? You can't go to an area and hunt elk if there's no elk. I can email this all to you guys if you don't want to write it down.
Thank you.
Don't write it down. I can email this. Let's just run on one. Okay. So I'm going and checking the stats, the harvest stats from years before. How many bulls are killed in this area? There's like 5 bulls killed and 3,000 people. I'm like, I'm probably not going to go in that area. That many people hunting it. Like, okay, and there's another, like 150 bulls were killed here. There's 1,000 people. 150 bulls were killed here. There's 2,000 people hunting. I'm looking at all that stuff. So I like to see a good number of bulls getting killed, not as many people. But if there's still a lot of bulls getting killed and a ton of people, there's still elk there. So you just hunting pressure. You're thinking about all this stuff. I'll call the biologist, get predictions on how big the herds are in the areas. Just thinking about everything. And like I said, like time of the year too, like September, my scouting's a little bit different from early September to late September. I might be looking, you might be spotting and stalking early September, they might not be rutting yet. You might be hunting water, depending on where you're at in the country. Down south, you're really hunting water. Arizona, New Mexico. Up here, there's a lot more water sources, and you just got to think about all that stuff. So that's what I'm going through. And then once I get kind of a detailed plan down, kind of like an area I'm looking at, then I'll go and start I like calling the pros. That's what I like to call them, because they're local people that know the area. I'll go call the wildlife. Don't just call one person and get one. It might be some place this guy likes to hunt. He might not share nothing. So just call around. Don't call out. Don't call out and just be general. Be specific. The more specific you are, the more specific answers you're going to get. So don't just be like, hey, are there elk here?
Probably.
What kind of answers are you going to give you? Yeah. Or like, hey, I'm thinking about going up this road right here, parking at this trailhead, get back in here. What do you think about that? How's the access? How's the hunting pressure? BLM, Forest Service. This is good, like people like timber in some areas maybe. Are the roads open, closed? Which you can find a lot of that stuff just online through these tools, Onyx, Google Earth Pro, all kinds of different stuff. And then we offer the previous tag holder list that you've probably heard about already. If you get a tag, you guys already have access to it. If you're Onyx Elite members, you have access to Huntin Fool, you have access to that list. It's not public knowledge. You have to let us know what tag you got. We'll send you the information on who has had this tag, and then you can reach out to them. And then I like to call a taxidermist, because a lot of people out of state, they kill a nice bull, they're going to the taxidermist, drop it off. Call a taxidermist. There's a lot of people dropping off bulls to get mounted. There's probably a lot of bulls there. Call the meat processors. I've dropped off meat to meat processor, and this guy's from the area. Told him where I was hunting. He goes, oh, that's a good area. He goes, I used to hunt that all the time. Go all the way up here in this dark timber, which I didn't go clear up that far. And he goes, they like to go back in here when there's a lot of hunting pressure. And I was like, okay, there we go. Next time I know. So call the meat processors. Another thing, just get you thinking, you might call out and talk to like insurance agencies, like State Farm or something. Hey, is there a lot of policies? People in the area hitting elk, hitting deer? Just think outside the box.